What is up, guys? Welcome back to Evan Gun Stuff. We got another gun review for you guys today. We appreciate all the support on the last video. We're super excited to be out here at the range on a beautiful day. Without further ado, guys, we're gonna get right into it.
Look, I need a shot, no chase. My girl need a wine in the state. My mom need a house on the lake. So I got some money to make. They told me I got what it takes, so I gotta take it all back. I told them I need my pay. I need my 50 for tax. I done ran low on my patience. Make sure my time isn't wasted. I told them all that I've been real. They know that I cannot face shit. Funny how none of this makes sense. Now that I'm up with an A-list, she tryna throw me the K now. Telling me happy belated. Got too much shit on my mind. I told my mama I'm fine. I told my girl that I'm stressed, but I'm gonna make it on time. I pray to God for these signs.
All right, guys, so today, the Beretta 1301 Tactical. This thing's really cool, guys. We're super excited to film this video. My boy Connor's here filming it with us today. Thanks for joining us, man. Yeah, we're excited to film this thing. I think that you've had a lot of fun with this shotgun, just as much as I have.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this thing's awesome. We're gonna talk about some of the practical applications of this gun, what makes it cool, all the selling points, and if we think it's worth the money. But yeah, without further ado, guys, we're gonna get right into this. So real quick, you guys, just like all the other videos, this gun is not supplied by Beretta. Did Beretta send you this gun?
Nope.
Nope. We didn't buy it either, though. This is one of our good friends' guns. He let us borrow it for the video, so we sure do appreciate it. We're gonna lead that right into the price point of this gun because this gun does MSRP right at $1,799, just at like 1,800 bucks. I think that's a lot of money for a shotgun, especially a 12 gauge, but I honestly
That's a lot of money for anything in Joe Biden's America.
It really is, man. And the way that the world is today, dude, 1,800 bucks on especially something that might be like a hobby for a lot of people is a lot of money. But that being said, how much is the Benelli M4?
So the Benelli M4s have a bunch of different options that you can go for: barrel lengths, finishes, you know, polymer versus metal. But essentially, starting, they're at $20.99 and they go up to about $23.99 MSRP.
That's crazy, bro.
All right, guys, so on this particular model, we have the 18.5-inch barrel. We have the EOTech, what is that? That's the 2-3.
Yep.
This thing's sweet, man. This thing's a really good piece.
Yeah, I want to mention too, y'all are not going to be able to see a whole lot of it, but we do have a sidecar holster thing on the side of the gun. It is what it is. S-Tac makes a pretty cool one, and that thing is really cool. What's cool about it is you can actually Velcro them on and off and like have a bunch of them together already loaded up with shells. So whenever that one runs out, you just rip it off, slap another one on there, and you got 5 more shells on the side of the gun. I think that's a super cool idea. But yeah, that's the setup on the gun.
All right, guys, so the Alabama Department of Public Services has declared this the main shotgun for police use. So that's pretty cool.
That is really cool.
This thing has also taken the competition scene by storm. It is, and I think we've actually, I don't know if we've talked about this yet or not, but it is the fastest shooting semi-auto shotgun in the world.
In the world.
It is 30% faster than the closest competitor,
which is insane because there's a lot of fast shotguns out there.
There's a lot of fast shotguns.
30% of it, I want to put that in perspective for you guys. 30% of a gain in speed as far as how long it takes to get back to reset to fire another shot, as far as the whole bolt moving, chamber in another round. That's pretty insane, especially whenever you're tossing out 2 3/4 or 3-inch big old 12 gauge shotgun shells.
And that compounds. If you start looking at splits on a shot timer, and between 1 and 2, you take 0.3 off, and then between 3 and 4, or 2 and 3, you take 0.3 off.
Yeah.
You keep doing that, it keeps adding up, and so you'll go from shooting 2 seconds for 5 rounds to a half a second for 5 rounds.
Right. Yeah. That's pretty insane. It's just crazy to think that we have the fastest shooting shotgun in the world sitting right here in front of us to bring you guys for a review. We hope that y'all like this kind of content, but without further ado, we're gonna get into some of the selling points on this guy. So right off the bat, guys, a couple of really cool selling points, at least the ones that stand out the most to me, is gonna be the oversized charging handle on this gun. I like having the oversized charging handle, and you see that a lot in the aftermarket as far as Benelli bolts and stuff. People are always putting those giant charging handles on those guns. And honestly, man, they do help. Like whenever, personally, like I kind of AK reload, so I'm reaching around, grabbing that thing and going. But with having a big charging handle like that, it's just super easy to hit. Another cool thing about this gun is it's gonna have reversible safeties. So all you guys out there that are lefties, you'll be able to flip your safety around to where it'll feel more natural to you guys. I can't help you with the ejection port on which way the shells are coming out of the gun, but you know, that is what it is. So another cool thing the gun has is going to be the oversized textured bolt release. I used to hate whenever your grandpappy shotgun had that little tiny metal bolt release that you're sitting there trying to get. Yep. So whenever you can just like grab around the gun, slap that thing home and send it home, it's great, it feels good. Another cool thing that I actually wasn't aware of with this gun before we got my hands on it is that it has adjustable ghost ring sights. What is interesting, like if this is a slug gun or something that you really want to dial in that zero, you can adjust these guys, which is pretty crazy to see out of a modern shotgun. You're used to, hell, it used to be back in the day, you just got a little bead up there that you're shooting with, you know? Yeah. So I think it's come a long way. This is a tactical shotgun. This is not very much of a hunting shotgun. So I do think that having some really nice adjustable sights is gonna help a lot.
All right, guys, so this gun does come in with the EOTech on it, unloaded, just under 7.5 pounds, which I think is solid. That's enough weight that it's not gonna knock you around shooting 12 gauge out of it, especially quickly in a tactical setting, but it's light enough that you can lug it around.
Yeah, we've been throwing the gun around all morning, shooting it all day, and this gun is not heavy by any means. I think if you put a sling on this gun and threw it over your back on your loadout or whatever, you probably wouldn't even notice it was there, really. Which is interesting, under 7.5 pounds, that's obviously with the EOTech. This gun does weigh in at 6.7 pounds without the EOTech, which is 2 pounds lighter than the Benelli M4. So you've been seeing the Benelli M4, and a lot of you guys watching this video might have toted one at one point in your line of service or whatever, but dude, there's something to be said there. I bet that you guys out there that toted the M4 for years and years wish you could have shaved 2 pounds off of it and also been 30% faster with it. Show us what you can go slow it, blah, 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 and then lead into the comparing to the Benelli M4.
So this 1301, it does have a 7+1 capacity. Okay. You can ghost load it up to an 8+1. However, the Benelli M4 is going to come with a 5+1 tube, and of course you can get the extension. But
we're talking factory here.
Yeah, factory. So the biggest reason that we keep bringing up the Benelli M4 in this video is just because I think that that was the big service shotgun for, and I think that when people think about the 1301, immediately their brain kind of goes to the M4 because it's that same kind of style of weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the Benelli M4 just for years and years and years is like the go-to, what you think of whenever you think semi-automatic tactical shotgun. If you grew up playing Call of Duty, if you were in the service, you probably have known the Benelli M4. So we are going to compare that all throughout the video. All right, guys, so a couple other things that Benelli is advertising with this gun is they are advertising their semi-flat trigger. I don't know. Is it flat?
No, no, not at all.
It's not flat, it's not flat. The last couple points I want to hit on as far as selling points go is that this gun will eat just about any ammo you throw at it.
Yes.
We were shooting target loads this morning, so don't make fun of us for that. We were shooting target loads, but it was super soft recoiling. I think that you could shoot turkey shot or buckshot or half-ounce slugs or full-ounce slugs out of this gun and probably be just fine.
Yeah.
I mean, really. Every other time I've ever spent a day at the range shooting a shotgun, whether it's target loads or not, you always get your shoulder cranked. And dude, we spent hours out there this morning with this thing and we're fine.
Nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. So this gun's super soft recoiling. Keep that in mind. If you're scared of 12 gauge or if you just like a gun that's nice and smooth, the 1301 is gonna be it.
So this model of 1301 is the Gen 1, and the biggest differences between Gen 1 and Gen 2 are going to be that the Gen 1s do not come threaded for chokes, so no suppressors, no chokes. The second difference is that the top rail for your optic is polymer on the Gen 1s, whereas on the Gen 2s it's aluminum.
Yeah, I think that's a weird choice that they chose polymer on a Gen 1. As far as like putting optics on, especially like 12 gauge recoil,
Yeah,
I think it's a little weird.
I mean, if they're trying to save weight, I guess it makes sense,
Sure.
but I mean, maybe that's their big selling point versus the M4 is, hey, it's 2 pounds lighter.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. But I'm talking shit about a polymer rail, but this is a Gen 1, and we put the EOTech on there, and it was fine.
Yeah,
we were
and
shooting
it's
steel
12
plates
gauge.
with it, and it's fine. Yeah, and it's a 12 gauge with a big old heavy EOTech. So we didn't have any problems with it. I do think that the aluminum rail moving to the Gen 2 is just gonna be a little peace of mind type
Yeah,
thing.
for sure. Third difference between the Gen 1s and Gen 2s is that the Gen 1s will have a different bolt release as well.
Yeah, so the Gen 1 is gonna have this standard bolt release, whereas the Gen 2 is gonna be shrouded. It's just gonna be a little bit easier to get to on the Gen 2. I personally did not have a single issue with the Gen 1 bolt release at all today.
Yeah, not at all. All right, guys, so as far as aftermarket availability for the 1301 goes, Langdon Tactical does offer a pretty lengthy list of services that they'll do to this thing, polish jobs, you know, smooth your bolt out, stuff like that. And then GG&G actually makes 4Ns, small parts, stuff like this. you know, your stock. Well, this is a Magpul stock, but your GG&G 4-end with your M-lock slots, stuff like that.
Yeah, anybody that's running these things in competition is looking to upgrade the 1301s is definitely going to know the name GG&G. Langdon Tactical's got a long history doing a lot of really good work too, so just know that there is aftermarket availability for the guys that do like to customize. That being said, I don't really think that the gun needs anything right out of the box. Honestly.
No, not at all. You can know with this gun that you're buying something for $1,800 and it's going to do exactly what you would expect it to do for that amount of money.
Yeah, it's going to be reliable. It's going to do exactly what you want it to do. It's going to eat up any ammo you throw at it. Like, it's just, if you want a one-stop shop for a great semi-automatic shotgun that you're never going to have to do anything with and never have to worry about, the 1301 by Beretta.
And with that being said too, when you look at the M4, a lot of people's biggest complaints with the M4, especially whenever it first really started hitting the civilian market, was you're getting 5+1, well, you have to get a tube extension. Well, you have to get the adjustable stock. You have to do all these things to it, and back then when it first came out and they weren't really readily available, I mean, you're paying $300 just for both of those items.
So you're buying in for $2,000 and then expecting to put more money into it.
Yeah, so I mean, at, you know, $23.99, $300, I mean, you're coming out after tax around $3,000.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of money for a shotgun, especially now compared to something that's lighter, something that shoots faster, that comes
holds
with
more
all
ammo.
this stuff. It'll
Yeah.
shoot anything.
Yeah, right. Like, I don't know, man. Keep in mind as we're going throughout this video, this is not a video ragging on Benelli M4 at all. We both love the Benelli M4, and honestly, I think that it is one of the greatest semi-automatic shotguns ever made.
For sure.
Just because it's the one that everybody thinks about. Whenever you have fame like that and recognition like that from people that don't even know guns, there's definitely something to be said there. Also, it's long line of service history. But I do think that in 2024, we're moving past the Benelli M4. And we're thinking bigger, broader, brighter. We're looking at the consumer market, asking them what they need. Who's the people that buy up shotguns the most? It's your competition guys, and it's your tactical guys, and it's your guys that are out here really running these things, and this is the gun that they need, and I think that they've absolutely killed it on trying to produce that.
So I know we've been talking a lot about the Benelli M4s and comparing this gun to those a lot, not just as a weapon, but also like that price point. But I also want to kind of briefly talk about something at a lower price point, like the Mossberg 940 Pros. That is something that is very comparable, I feel like, to this gun in the same style, where it's got the tube extension. It's, you know, a very smooth and quick cycling bolt.
They're selling to the same market, essentially.
Right. And I mean, MSRP, I don't know off the top of my head 100% the MSRP, but I'm pretty sure it's like $9.99, $10.99. It's somewhere in there. So I mean, it's significantly less than this, and even more so than the M4. But I definitely still think that you're getting that $700 difference with this gun.
Right. So the thing about the Mossberg Pro is going to be that you're coming in at about 60% of the overall price of the 1301, but I feel that the 1301, again, is going to be faster.
Yeah.
The 1301 is going to be smoother. It's going to be more refined. It's probably going to be more reliable, if I had to guess. Not to say that the Mossberg is not great, because I've actually heard a lot of really good things, and people have really good luck out of those guns. That being said, I agree with Connor 100% when he says that you're gonna notice that $700 difference.
If nothing else, just the recoil pattern alone. Like the
It's
recoil
insane.
mitigation in this gun and the way that their bolt cycles is just, it's so predictable, even for a 12 gauge.
Yeah.
It's just like, we were at the range earlier and we were talking about it, and this gun has recoil, but it doesn't kick. There is no initial boom and then you like ride that recoil. It literally just pushes you.
It's a push, not a shove. If you're ever looking at a different kind of shotgun, like the classic 12 gauge pump action shotgun, there is no recoil mitigation there. So of course that thing's gonna be rocking your shoulder. Of course, there's a lot of semi-automatic shotguns on the market and they are gonna kick a little bit lighter, but especially with the 1301 Tactical, man, or any of the 1301 platform guns are gonna just be fantastic as far as recoil mitigation and not beating you up too bad.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This thing gives it the Hawk Tua.
So overall, guys, just to kind of start wrapping the video up, I think that the 1301 Tactical is going to be somebody who's chasing perfection from the shotgun. I think that this is the pinnacle of modern industry as far as the advancement of semi-automatic shotguns and the way that the gas systems operate. I think that Beretta has for a long time been at the top as far as shotguns go because they've been making gallery shotguns for years. and they know exactly what their customers are
Really,
looking for.
really nice guns.
Really, really nice guns. Maybe we could pop a picture up of one of those.
Yeah.
They're insane.
Yeah.
For sure. But again, guys, I think that this is going to be the cream de la crop, if you will, of the shotgun world, and this is going to treat you really well if you end up getting your hands on it. What do you think about it?
Dude, this thing's a beast.
Yeah.
For real. Like this, you know, you feel like when you grab a 12 gauge, you know what you're getting into. Like, especially as someone who does any decent amount of shooting. Most people have shot a 12 gauge or at least a 20 gauge. You pick up a shotgun and you're like, oh, this is gonna feel the same as every other shotgun.
This is going to suck.
Whatever.
Yeah, right.
But man, I mean, you've seen throughout this video us moving and shooting and transitioning, and it is just so seamless with this gun. Like he mentioned earlier, neither of us own this firearm. So all the footage that y'all are seeing is really our first introduction into this gun.
And it's amazing.
And it's just
It blows us away.
nothing.
Instantly. Like within the first 100 rounds we shot, we were like, okay, this gun's special.
Yeah.
They really did something here.
Yeah, so he mentioned it earlier, and I'll go back to it. If y'all are really on that fence about spending that money for a weapon like this, if you're looking for a semi-automatic, fast shooting, very consistent and easy to control recoil that is under that $2,000 price point,
I don't think you're gonna be able to beat it.
this is the one.
I really don't. I mean, again, we talked about some cheaper options earlier in the video, and I think that you could go with those and be pretty happy with them. But again, this gun's for the guys that want the best of the best, and they don't compromise at all.
Right, and again, like he said earlier, it's really not that we're trying to harp on the M4, say like the M4 sucks.
No,
the
absolutely
M4 is a great platform, and
Yep.
it has completely done its job and then some for years. This gun's just special,
Yeah.
like you said, and it's really just that we want to compare something that is the pinnacle of modern technology in a shotgun to that industry standard.
Yeah.
And I think this one comes out on top.
I agree, man. I agree 100%. One thing that I would like to reach out to the comments section for is I want to know if any of you guys were carrying the M4 back in the day, or if you have a lot of experience with the M4. If you have a lot of experience with Benelli M4, leave your thoughts down in the comments on that gun, because we're honestly really curious. I've shot an M4 before, but I haven't spent enough time with it to really form a huge opinion on it. A lot of the research and stuff that goes in these videos is just stuff that we're reading offline and other people's opinions that they've already generated, for sure. So if you've had a Benelli M4, you carried it in service, you've shot it a lot, let me know what you guys think, for sure. So there is going to be two models of the 1301. There is a traditional stock as well as a pistol grip. Obviously, we're working with the pistol grip today. I think that right off the bat that a pistol grip is going to be more ergonomically pleasing as far as like getting through corners and where your arms are located.
Especially if you're using your other arm for stuff like any type of kit or opening doors or anything, being able to have a more positive vertical grip versus having to do this while you're reaching around is nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Whereas that is going to cause a little bit more muzzle rise, in my opinion, just because your hand's a little bit lower on the bore axis of the gun, of course. Whereas the traditional stock is going to be more of a straightforward back and forth push. So I think that you'll just have to decide what you like better. If you're shooting competition, you might want to shoot the traditional stock, but if you're shooting tactically and you're moving through buildings and you're working with kit a lot, you might want the pistol grip. I think that's cool that they offer both of those, and just something that we wanted to mention. All right, guys, so we hope y'all enjoyed this video. We sure do appreciate our buddy for helping us out with this video and letting us borrow his gun, taking it to the range. I had a lot of fun with it. Did you have fun with it?
I did, man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank y'all so much for all the support on the channel here recently. We are loving filming these videos for you guys, and I think that you've been enjoying editing them up, helping us out.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, dude, we're having a lot of fun. Make sure y'all check out his channel, Mr. Magful, on YouTube and Twitch, so make sure that y'all go check his stuff out. We have a lot of really cool videos coming up, guys. We got, again, a couple guns coming together with one of our friends that we're going to review here soon that we're really excited about. We are looking to refilm a couple of old videos as well so that you guys can have a little bit better production quality on that stuff. But with all that being said, you guys, peace.
Do you have a minute to talk about your car's extended warranty?